It didn't come up on my phone yet.
I wonder if I light up just behind this, what it looks like. So, what's that look like? Worse. Got to get rid of my sponsor or my commercial and turn the volume off. Actually, it's lit up a little bit better, like on this, than it looks like on my camera.
Yeah.
That on air sign puts that green square up there, though. I did that last time.
Yeah, what's up with that? Like, what is that?
It's the on air. Like if I turn the on air sign off, it'll go off. It's like some kind of
Like a reflection?
yeah.
That's so odd. No, actually, it didn't go.
It will. We're on a.
Oh, yeah. That's strange.
What's up, Breaking Free? I'm on my computer, so it takes me a little bit longer to scroll through comments instead of using my finger on the iPad, but I can put polls and stuff up here. What's up, Sizzle Nick? I'm going to turn the lights on here in a minute, too. I was just seeing what it looked like. Trying to keep the Halloween theme, but I get the green square with the on air. But if I turn the on air off, it's pretty dark.
Terry Burton said, "Where are your costumes?" I don't know if you can read it. It says, "This is my Halloween shirt." This is my Halloween shirt. That's the most we've done for Halloween costumes. How many years has it been since we dressed up?
I mean, our kids were little, or like,
yeah, and our kids are grown, so
yeah.
It's been years since we dressed up. I was trying to find a picture of the last time we dressed up, and I know we have it somewhere, but I couldn't find it. We did Alice in Wonderland, and he was the Mad Hatter and had his face painted up like crazy, like the Mad Hatter, the newest one.
The Johnny
Depp
version.
Johnny Depp version of Mad Hatter. So he had his face all painted up, and I had a blonde wig, and he doesn't look good with makeup, and I don't look good with blonde hair. That's what we figured out from that Halloween.
That was one of those costume parties that it was a costume party, and we were the only two that showed up in a costume.
We showed up.
We showed up to a costume party, which is what they said it was a costume party. And we were the only two people in costumes.
I think that happens to people, especially adults. Like, everybody has an idea to have a costume party, and then a bunch of people end up backing out, and so then you show up and you're the only one.
Abraham said, "Let me zoom in on that. Is that Miss Maintenance? She hadn't been out here for a while. She went walking early today.
I was able to go walking early, and I can't promise you that once that game starts that I'll be in here for the long haul. So we'll see."
There's BMCK, got the 11-1 arrive, so good. He got the screwdriver. Miss Maintenance got that mailed out this week. Yeah. Or early. Was it this week?
It was
last week.
I think I mailed it out last week. I don't know. I don't even know what day it is. It's Thursday.
Joey's address is the Wild Man to go along with his episode, the Turtle Man. What's up, John?
Matt says just get some cats.
I gotta move this poll. We'll go ahead and answer the Miss Maintenance's favorite candy right now. Reese's Cup is in the lead. It's between York and I'm the one that put this poll up here. I'm assuming I know what her favorite candy is, but I could be wrong.
Well,
I know these are definitely some of them are ones that she likes. It might not be her favorite.
If anybody wants to get in at the last minute and vote before I reveal the answer.
Yeah. So we're good. If you've got tool questions, you can still ask tool questions. But I just thought since Halloween's tomorrow, we'll talk some Halloween stuff since Miss Maintenance is out here.
You can ask him tool questions. You can only ask me Halloween questions.
Yeah.
I don't know tool answers. So Reese's Cup, how many people?
56% said Reese's, 19% York Peppermint Patties, 12% Pink Starburst, and 12% Chico Stick. And I don't know if I spelled Chico Stick right or not, but
so Reese's Cups are his favorite as far as that type of candy. Now, He probably likes Sour Patch Kids and that type of
Maybe I was
stuff.
going to do a poll later and you just
Yeah.
runt it.
So Reese's Cups are his favorite of that type of candy. Actually, I know it's weird, but York peppermint patties I love. And
Yep.
so he'll normally buy me York peppermint patties. They have them for like every season. So like they'll come out with heart shaped ones for Valentine's Day, or they'll, like St. Patrick's Day, they'll have them like shaped like clovers or whatever. And so he picks me up York peppermint patties regularly. The thing about them, I like them because you can't crazy overeat those. Like I feel like you have two or three of those and you're probably good. So I've always liked them. What is a Chico stick? JTX Tool says. So they almost taste, to me, they almost taste like what's inside of a
Yeah,
Butterfinger.
it's something. It's kind of that. It's either like what's
And
inside of
that's what
like
it
a,
looks like on the
yeah,
outside too. It's like a
whatever
dark
that,
orange and it
like
looks
more of
like
like the Clark bars, Butterfingers, like those kind of whatever the inside of that is. It's
like
not.
a
It doesn't taste so much
toffee
like a
type.
Butterfinger. It's probably like more so the inside of a Heath like Heath
It
toffee type thing flavor to me. Like
it's sort of toffee. I mean, I'd have to bring up like a picture of one.
I'm making another poll, so hang on.
Do you decorate outside your house for Halloween? No, I don't do Halloween per se. I'm a big fall in general. So we do a lot of fall decorations, even inside the house. I honestly do as much as I do for Christmas. So, like, our fall decorations are all out, as much as what I do whenever December rolls around for Christmas. So, I don't do just Halloween. I like to be able to leave it up September, October, and November. And so I just do fall in general.
What's up, Wings and Pizza? Let's see, Robert Zellman, J.
Favorite scary movie? Does this mean
This is
ours or this
no.
is
This
you want to
is
know
yeah,
theirs?
and
Okay.
I can only put four things, so
Okay.
I probably
Oh,
don't.
other.
I didn't even put Halloween as one of the options, but so others probably going to win probably, but
I'm a terrible
uh, Br-
Halloween movie person.
Breaking Free said I should have dressed up as Little Debbie, and then
Oh my
Matt said or
goodness.
Big. He's like Big Deborah if he did that, or I would look like Big Deborah if I
You
did
could have
that.
been Big Deborah and I could have been a peanut butter cream pie and you would have never loved me more.
Tool Clint just said he learned that the Little Debbie flavored ice cream. Yeah, they've got all sorts of it in the ice cream. Now I did see the
Walmart
somebody,
used to carry
and I
the
don't know if that.
pints.
I think it was Steve's Woodshop posted a picture of the Nutty Buddy bars, but ice cream bars. I don't know if that's an AI thing or if that's real. That's the hard thing these days. Like
Oh
there's a
yeah.
lot of really awesome like candy things and all kinds of stuff that would be like a mix of stuff, but half of them's not real. They're just people making them with AI.
But yeah, it a couple years ago, Walmart had a whole freezer section that was full of like the little pints of every kind of. They had the cosmic brownie, the nutty buddy, the oatmeal cream pie, like all kinds of those in the ice cream version. We actually didn't end up trying very many of them though.
Let's see. Favorite scary movie is between The Conjuring and Insidious. I don't think I think I have seen The Conjuring. I think somebody talk. I'm not a big. So I'll get into that whenever I talk about like the Halloween movies that I remember the most. But I'm not one who watches a lot of the like. It's not that I care to watch them. They're just not my type of movie. Like the horror movies and
Like
stuff like that. Yeah.
slasher
Now I like
types.
thriller type
Yeah.
movies where like you don't know what's going on and all that kind of
Those
stuff.
are called like suspense. So
Yeah.
we would rather watch something almost like The Sixth Sense or something a little bit sort of like a
Or
suspenseful
like
thing.
Seven or what are the Seven Deadly, like that kind of thing where you don't know
Oh
exactly what
yeah,
it is until you
yeah.
get to the end type thing.
That Case 39 movie was super creepy.
Yeah.
That type of stuff that just kind of messes with your head. But as far as just slasher, gory,
Yeah.
blood, I don't care
Now,
anything about it.
when I was younger, I watched them just with people, but they weren't still like my cup of tea. I didn't care
I'll
for them.
tell you, we were talking about this the other day, and I was like, the movie that what we watch now and with our kids, and we still like tomorrow night probably will watch with our grown children is like Hocus Pocus, that type of stuff. When I was a kid, the movie that scared me to death was all the Child's Play. So Chucky, that terrified me. And my little brother had one of those dolls, like
Oh,
the
buddy,
My
the buddy
Buddy,
doll, my
yeah, the
buddy.
My Buddy doll, and that thing creeped me out so bad. I could not stand that little doll because of the Chucky movie. And I'll tell you another one that creeped me out. And I'm not talking young kid, I'm talking middle school. I could not watch Chucky, and I could not watch the Candyman movie. Was terrifying. I thought that it was really, really scary. Those are ones I remember like keeping me up for lots of nights after I watched them. I don't know.
TPG said the most spooky was Burnt Offerings. I've never seen
No,
that, I
I
don't
haven't
think.
seen that.
So the Nutty Buddy bars are real. I bet they're good because one of my favorite ice cream bars was the Butterfinger ice cream bar that looked a whole lot like that Nutty Buddy bar.
So are they? I didn't
They're
see
like
this. Are
chocolate
they
coated
on a
peanut
stick,
butter.
or are
Yeah.
they more like those Snickers ice cream
No,
bars?
they're on a stick like the
They're on a
Butterfinger
stick.
bars.
Okay, I didn't see the picture of it. It said at Walmart it is real.
Abraham said Candyman's pretty good, but Jason Voorhees gave me nightmares. So here's my top three like movies that I remember watching as a kid, and then I guess I was probably like a young teenager when the last one came out. And it's probably
Oh, I know which one.
one
you're
of them
talking
is
about.
my favorite movie that I ever went to the movie theater to see, and it's a reason not really because of the movie, but so I remember Friday the 13th. But it's part 6, I think it is, if I remember right. It's the one where the very beginning, somebody's digging up his grave and they take a fence post, like a metal fence, like one of those, like with a big pointy end on it type of fence, and stick it into him, and then lightning strikes and it brings him
Remind
back
me
to
who
life.
Friday the 13th is.
Jason, like the hockey mask.
Okay.
Kill, 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 kill.
Is he? And is he the one?
The Camp Crystal
The
Lake.
Camp Crystal Lake.
But this,
okay.
So that one I remember, like that must have been about that. Like I don't remember watching the early ones until I got older. Like those must have already been out by the time I started watching them. And like Abraham said, like every time I watched a scary movie when I was a kid, I had nightmares. And the second one was Nightmare on M Street, and just the first one, you know, where the claw comes up in the bathtub in between. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that, and I even remember a dream after I watched one of the Nightmare on M Streets. I don't remember if it was 1 or 2, but I had a dream and Freddie was chasing me. And for some reason, I went and hid under a boat that had a tarp covering it. And then he was scratching through the tarp to get me. And I woke up.
You still remember?
I woke up at that time, but I remember that dream.
I watched Friday the 13th, the one where the girl was in the bed and like the claws came up out of the sheets or something. I remember that specific scene, and it's been years since I've seen it. But I couldn't even like him. I couldn't look at him though. Like Freddy Krueger was too hard to even look at.
And then the other movie, and it's probably my favorite, and this is the kind of movie like I like, would be Scream. So like that's the kind of movie where when you're watching it, you have no idea, like for the first time, you don't know who it is, and then trying to figure that out. That's the kind of movie I like. Like I like that better than, you know, just the gory horror stuff. But I went to the movie theater with my 2 brothers to see Scream. They said we're going to go see it. I hadn't seen a trailer for it. I didn't even know what it was going to be. Like I didn't even know it was a scary movie. I didn't know what the movie was about. And like, so whenever I like watched that movie, I was like, that was the most awesome movie I ever watched at a movie theater in my life. But I think it's because I had zero, like I didn't see any preview. So I didn't have any hints about what it was or anything like that. And it was, plus it's a really good movie, like in my opinion, as far as figuring out who it is type thing. So that's one of the ones that I remember.
Yeah, if you go back and watch it now, it's kind of any of those movies. The only thing about those is they're good the first time, but you go back and watch it, and then it's not. You know, like The Sixth Sense. I mean, I guess you can go back and watch it again, but it's sort of like, what's the point? So that's the only thing about those is they're not really like rewatch type movies.
John said my shop looks scary.
Oh yeah.
That's the Olight O strip. I put that on my bench a long time ago. I hardly ever turn it on. I just put it on there because I didn't have anything else to do with it.
The 2 little girls in the hallway. The Shining.
I had ChatGPT make my picture up there on my TV.
There's a lot of classic Halloween movies, like The Shining is one of them that I haven't seen. I
I've
haven't seen
I've
The
seen it, but
Exorcist
I
or
I watched
The
some of the like I
Conjuring.
remember some of those, but I couldn't tell you like even like what's it Hellraiser or something like that with the pinhead
Yeah, I
guy.
haven't seen
Like
that.
I
I
think I
haven't
might have
seen
seen
the
clips of it, but I haven't ever watched the whole
Texas
one.
Chainsaw Massacre. I've
Now
never
I've seen
seen.
I haven't I don't know if I've watched the old Texas Chainsaw Massacre all the way through. Like I remember seeing bits and pieces of it, but again, that was probably I was probably like too young. Like, but I have seen the newer version of it. Like they came out with a remake of that. But I don't think I've ever watched the whole old one. Like I have went back and watched some of the older ones that were kind of like out before I was old enough to be watching scary
Oh, perfect
movies.
example of like just too much gore is something like Saw. To me, it's just too much. Like it's like, ugh.
The Leprechaun. Matt
Yes.
Matt said what's really rough is watching the Ed Gaines
Oh,
on Netflix.
oh,
Yeah.
we quit watching
Yeah.
that. We did not finish it because I was like, this is so disturbing that it's actually based on a true story. And there I remember there was one part that
Spoiler.
he actually like turned and looked at me and said, I don't even understand how this is possible. Like basically, like how is this even possible? And yeah, it's sick.
Nightmare on Elm Street was Johnny Depp's first movie. Abraham said,
Oh,
I didn't
really?
even pay any attention that he was in it. I haven't watched the Friday the 13th since I was a kid, but I remember like them just because I had nightmares and stuff.
Hellraiser is really not for everyone. Yeah, probably not. I didn't see that one. I had an ex-boyfriend who loved the Leprechaun movie, but I never watched it either.
Steve said when he was a kid, he had a nightmare that the leprechaun was chasing him and he was in a golf cart. There's a leprechaun, like a scary movie Leprechaun. I don't know if you've ever seen that or
Hostel
not.
was too much gore. I did not watch that movie. I had a friend who went to the theater to see that and got up and walked out because they said it was way too rough for them, that they actually left, and that was the first time that they had ever left a theater, especially after you pay all the money you pay to see a movie, and they said they honestly couldn't even sit through it.
Cabin in the Woods is great. I think we've,
That, yes, I feel like we've seen that.
yeah,
I
I
feel like
think
I can
so.
see the cover of that movie.
Yeah. I'm not positive, but I think we might have seen that one.
It's given me
Hostel's too much
it's
gore.
given me
Yeah.
Wrong Turn vibes. That's the one with those inbred people.
Clint said Amityville Horror.
I really enjoyed
We
Amityville
watched the
Horror.
one with
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, Ryan
because I
Reynolds. Now
love him.
that's not the original one, but I know we've seen that one, and I think
We went back and watched the
I
original
think
too.
so.
But I liked the one with Ryan Reynolds better, not just because it had him, but it was just updated. I really liked Amityville Horror. I mean, as far as scary movies go, I thought it was good.
Blair Witch Project. I remember that being such a big thing that everybody
was.
talked about, and it was the
I
dumbest
thought it was
movie I
so
ever watched.
stupid.
Whenever I watched it, like it was a
I
big thing. Like everybody's, oh, you got to see it. I kind of felt the same way about The Ring too. I thought The Ring was kind of that
was
way.
another one where I was like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get why, the cult following that it had.
I'd take a nightmare with a leprechaun for a chance to have Jennifer Aniston in my dreams, Abraham said. She must have been in that movie too. I don't know that I've ever watched that one. I know what the movie is, and there's a lot of these kind of movies where I've seen bits and pieces of them, but I never sit there and watch the whole thing.
The
type thing.
Leprechaun's a pretty old movie, I
Yeah.
think. She must have been a lot.
Elliot
younger.
said The Exorcist is the scariest that he ever saw. Also, hate and have an irrational fear of clowns because of it. We just saw
because of it. He means the movie
because of
It.
it. But it was on Prime. I think it's on Prime now. I was scrolling through Prime Video, and Attack of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space was up there, and she's like, "What's that?" And I remember, I have seen that. That was like a big thing whenever I was a kid too.
I'm not scared of clowns. Clowns don't creep me out. I just think I just think they're kind of pointless. They're kind of pointless, I guess, but they don't necessarily scare me. But I will say I haven't seen It. So maybe if I saw it, I'd be scared of clowns.
Yeah. Now I haven't seen the original yet. I don't think I've seen the new one, but I haven't seen the original.
Oh, did you see the new one?
Yeah, I went with Caleb to watch it at the movie theater. I went with our son to watch it at the movie theater.
Oh, well, he's not the one I was thinking. I didn't. He's not a huge horror movie person. Our youngest son.
Or maybe I went with Carter. I went with somebody.
Maybe you did.
Yeah.
Because he's the one who loves scary movies, and he goes like if there's a new one that comes out, he usually will go and see it in the theater. Like, you know, those Megan movies with the little weird creepy doll. I know he went and saw those.
K1W3 said Good Boy is a new horror movie worth checking out. The main character is a dog and it's told from his perspective. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that either. Let's see. Other. I figured the other would be the win because, like I said, it only lets me do 4.
Yeah.
Halloween would have probably been up there. I was sitting there trying to think of what's the classic Halloween movies, and then I didn't even put Halloween on there.
Yeah. Now Halloween.
But I haven't watched a lot
Michael
of Halloweens.
Myers.
Yeah, I've only watched I have seen the first one of that one. And then I probably have seen like I haven't watched any of the last couple that came out.
There's a ton of the Halloween movies.
There's a bunch.
And there's
a bunch of the Friday 13th.
There's a ton of the Saw movies too. And I can't believe people continue to watch those, except for people like our son. He's seen every Saw movie and we'll go see it in the theater when it comes out. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Is that real?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have.
Human Centipede. Yeah, that looks really disturbing. Creep 1 and 2. I hadn't heard of that one. The Thing. The Original Thing. The Blob. The Mist is good, but also not for everyone.
Sizzle Neck said he saw Alien in the theater in 1979, and that was rough. Attack of the Killer Clowns was filmed near me.
Oh, well, the okay, hold on. One of those Halloween movies is based on a little town right close to us because the director was from here.
Yeah, he's from the area where we live.
So Someway says, even though it was a psychological thriller, Jacob's Ladder was super creepy. I didn't see that. Those are more my speed, is I guess what you would call a psychological thriller versus just people getting slashed up.
I like movies where like there is a serial killer that's doing things and they're like
it's more of
like Denzel Washington's trying to find them, or whatever.
He loves something that you have to figure out. But tell him what your actual, this is not Halloween, but his actual favorite movie. He's a sucker for every time.
We'll see how do you put what is my favorite movie, because I've explained to you in detail like the object of the movie.
His favorite type of movie is this. Somebody has done something and this person's about to get revenge. You've hurt somebody that they love. You've done something wrong, and it's not payback.
Well, that's it in a sense. Payback. But the real gist of it is you just did this to the wrong person.
Yeah, you did this to the wrong person. Liam Neeson,
Braveheart, The Patriot. You know, any of those movies where you did something to somebody, Taken, where you taken something, you just took the wrong dude's daughter. You know, that's my kind of movie.
He loves it's revenge,
Gladiator,
and it's payback, and it's basically you have pissed off the wrong guy. And I think he fancies himself as like the kind of person who's like, oh, you better not ever do anything to anybody that I care about, because he would be the star of his own movie at that point.
My current favorite scary thing is the Pittsburgh Steelers defense.
Oh my gosh. Oh, what about the outfits that they were wearing? I was about to call them costumes.
The nude pants.
The pants, like if they zoomed out at all, it looked like a bunch of guys pantless out there with the most horrible, like the top part looked bad enough, but it looked like they weren't wearing pants and big, like the tall yellow socks. Terrible. The worst uniforms ever.
Steve said, what's the green screen on my switch or green rectangle? Yeah. That's an ad space. I'm waiting for somebody to put your ad here for $100. Anybody that wants to. No, it's the on-air sign for some reason. Like if it's dark in here and I've got the on-air sign, like if I go turn the on-air sign off, the green rectangle disappears. Very
strange.
It's some kind of reflection.
But do you know our cameras here, the cameras that we have like pointed at the driveway and all that stuff, sometimes at certain times when I look at it, a little thing just like that comes up in the corner, and I don't know what it would be a reflection of, but it comes up in the corner. Well, anyway.
Yes, to both of those, especially Charles Bronson. Yeah, so you have like all the Death Wish movies and all that kind of stuff. Have I seen Mr. Nobody? Yeah, that's the one with the Better Call Saul guy in it, whatever that guy's name is. I've seen that. It's pretty good.
Well, see, I don't mind that type of movie. I'm all for revenge. But the thing is, when they get super unrealistic, it's kind of like Taken. Okay, it's
Wh-
like
When
that dude would have been dead so many times. He's like busting in
but
on like
what she never
mob
realizes is they
people.
address that at the very
Yeah,
beginning.
he does have a certain
He
set of
has a
skills.
certain set of skills that he has acquired,
Yeah,
and so they address that in the movie so
yeah.
that you know that's why he's not dead,
That's
because
what
he
you
has a
always
certain
tell
set of
me. You're
skills.
like, well, he had a certain set of skills. It's like, yeah, but he's still like middle-aged dude. Like, I don't know.
The
I'm
crunching
not.
of bones in a Steven Seagal movie. It's, Wings and Pizza said Hard to Kill up there. I remember watching those whenever I was younger. That was a pretty good movie at the time. I haven't watched any of them for a long time. There, a lot of them movies now, whenever you go back and watch them, it's like Matt just said about the horror movies. Like even if you go watch the original, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, in comparison to what they're able to do today
Right. The
in
special
movies,
effects are
yeah,
so bad that
that's like
sometimes it comes across goofy.
one of my
Like,
favorite movies as a kid was Swamp
oh my
Thing, and I bet I
gosh, that's
watched it a
awful.
billion times. And now I went back and
It's
watched it
so
the other day,
bad.
and it is like one of the
Yeah,
dumbest
it's
movies
so
ever.
bad. Which I still listen. Labyrinth, I love. And I know when you go back and watch it, the special effects and the costumes and stuff like that are kind of bad, but I'm sticking with it. I love Labyrinth. Breaking Free is my favorite show of all time. Or
Breaking
Breaking
Bad.
Bad. Breaking Free said that about Breaking Bad. We watched it, I know, once. Did we ever go back and watch it again?
No, it's
We
been a
watched
long
it
time
through
ago.
one time. Um, some shows, and maybe we'll put that on the list. We do go back after it's been a while and watch stuff again. We did that. Dexter, we watched twice.
This monster and swap thing looks so amazing, at least in my child eyes. Yeah, but the biggest movies, the movies that I watched on a regular basis as a kid, that I had like VCR tapes that I'd stick in, because we know we couldn't just go.
Now you're
We
showing your
could we
age.
couldn't just go to Netflix and all that and just decide I'm going to watch this right now. I had Swamp Thing was one of them. Commando with Arnold Schwarzenegger was one of them. And then the Goonies. I watched the Goonies a bunch. I mean, I
Yeah,
watched
I
the
had
Goonies a
never even
ton.
seen the Goonies until we got married, and you had never seen Labyrinth, and so we traded those movies, and I made him watch Labyrinth, and he made me watch Goonies. Subway said Labyrinth is great except the soundtrack. What do you mean except the soundtrack? I love most of the music in Labyrinth. That one where he's throwing the baby up in the air. Dance, magic, dance, magic, dance.
Let's see.
Breaking Free has watched Dexter about 20 times. Okay, now I'm concerned because if you've seen it 20 times, he may be taking notes.
We the Hobbit. Have the Hobbit on VHS. The old one. Love that. Let's see. Start another poll. Did you do any costume things? Pictures? You said
No,
something
I
about.
wasn't able to find.
No, I thought you was gonna like find random ones.
Oh, no. I was trying to find that one of us. Wings and Pizza said the best movies are ones that build fear without seeing anything. Signs was a good movie that accomplished that. Yeah, that's what I kind of like what we were saying is it doesn't have to be a bunch of blood and guts and people actually like seeing people getting stabbed or whatever. It's like there's other ways that you can be scary, and I think I enjoy that type of stuff more. I guess it's kind of like what somebody said earlier, what you would call a psychological thriller. It kind of just gets in your head. And I've had some of those that linger, like whenever I try to go to bed and I can't stop thinking about them. That Case 39 movie did that to me. And that, you remember that one called The Orphan?
Yeah.
Those both, like, kind of stuck around in my head when I was trying to go to sleep. Okay, so the poll's up about your favorite candy, and now you're trying to be all, Tricky. What are you trying to be tricky for?
I'm not trying to be tricky.
Yes, you are, because you put all of your favorite candy on. You should have put
I only have
all of the
one.
above. You should have put all of the above, because it depends on what kind of mood you're in. Because sometimes you're not in the mood for chocolate, and sometimes you want something that's sweet, which would be like the Twizzlers, and sometimes you want something sour.
Red Dragon, is that the like, isn't that part of the Hannibal thing or something like that? Some way, I think. Red Dragon.
Yeah, maybe.
Robert said he likes the original Frankenstein and the Mummy.
Eating the last Little Debbie is the scariest thing. No, because there's a dollar store right up the road, and there's plenty more where that came from.
Sin of the Woman today for the first time. Great movie. Just throwing that out there off topic. Sin of a Woman. That's got no, it's got
Al
Michael
Pacino, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe, or Michael Douglas. I think it's Al Pacino.
I thought it was Al Pacino. I haven't seen it, but I think that he's kind of known for being in that. Breaking Free said, I have also watched The Greatest Story Ever Told 20 times too. So he's balancing out all of his Dexter.
I don't think I've even watched The Greatest. That's the one with Hugh Jackman, the like circus thing or something like that. I don't think I ever saw that.
I thought The Greatest Story Ever Told was a religious movie.
Maybe.
I thought it was about Jesus. The Greatest Story Ever Told?
There might be one. No, I'm thinking of The Greatest Show or something.
The Greatest Showman is what you're thinking of.
Yeah.
I think The Greatest Story Ever Told is like a religious film. I have never seen RHPS. What's RHPS? Did I miss something?
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Somebody said that. Wizard of Oz, when you were a kid, can be scary at times. Yeah, I was never scared of Wizard of Oz. This one right here was scared of the flying monkeys.
Then there was the like Tales from the Crypt TV
show. I remember
show.
that guy.
Like that. Well, that was just a different. It was kind of like a Twilight Zone, but more scary.
Like before it came on, there was a guy that would introduce the skeleton talking guy or whatever. Yeah. Our kids loved that. The Haunting Hour. And the Goosebumps, yeah, the R.L. Stein stuff. The scariest thing would be if that clock actually started working. Then there might be some evil spirit in here if that clock actually started working. Scared of clean tools.
Pet Sematary scared me a few times.
I didn't watch that.
I watched it. It didn't bother me much.
I mean, I honestly have not seen a handful of
it's not my, like I said, they're not my, I watch more as a younger person. We should have
brought our son out here. He could have talked about all of them.
Than I watch now, and I only watch those in settings where everybody else was watching them type thing. It's just not, it's one of them things that I'd watch if other people were watching it, but I never sought out to be like, oh, I'm going to go watch a scary movie right now.
Dude, you know what scared me? Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, Gene Wilder, where he loses. Yeah. Gene Wilder, like, I prefer the Johnny Depp version of that movie. Gene Wilder was a little too eccentric for me. Like, I don't, he came across pretty creepy in that movie. The Oompa Loompas are a little freaky. Christine, is that the one with about the car that comes to life or something? Isn't that what Christine is? Like it's a haunted car. I'm almost positive, which sounds crazy, and I haven't seen it. Christine is such an amazing movie effects wise. I can't get over how the car fixed itself.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a classic. Like, because I think is Christine based on a book by like one of those people who writes a bunch of horror stuff? I was thinking for some reason it was like a Stephen King something.
57 Chevy, a Stephen King story.
I mean, it's pretty much a classic. I haven't seen it.
I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
And Cujo.
Yeah, there was one movie. Oh, where all the lawnmowers, like maximum overdrive or something like that, where like all the
Mechanical stuff came to
appliances and
life.
stuff came to life. I think it was called Maximum Overdrive or something like that. Jeepers Creepers, that was one that I remember watching.
It fixes itself multiple times after it gets wrecked by running people over. Man. Jeepers Creepers, based off an old unsolved mystery episode. We saw Jeepers Creepers. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Yeah.
Was that the one where they had like
It-
people's body parts in jars on the shelf or whatever in that old cabin?
No, this was.
Or am
a
I
guy.
thinking about Wrong Turn?
That might have been Wrong
One
Turn
of
or
them
something.
they had like where they
Jeepers
had taken
Creeper was
people's.
the guy who rode. It was like a. It wasn't really a guy. It was a guy. Like he would stand up, but he also flew. But he drove around that big black old truck and stuff like that. It's been a long time since I saw it, but we've seen it.
Now they're trying to figure out what type of car Christine was. Plymouth. Wasn't a Chevy.
Robert Zellman says candy corn, yes or no. I'll go make a poll for that. So
I'll tell you, candy corn by itself.
So everybody's got Reese's as my favorite, 72%, which is true. Sour Patch Kids is probably coming in at number 2 now.
Yeah.
The cherry pull-apart Twizzlers are the only Twizzlers I like. Like the regular Twizzlers, they're gross. They're like eating a candle. But the cherry pull-aparts, those are pretty good. And Nerds, I don't eat anymore, but I like those as a kid.
Well, those Nerds clusters are really good.
I'll
the
make
gummy
a poll.
Clusters, those are good.
I'll make a poll for candy corn, yes or no.
Well, okay, here's the caveat to candy corn. Candy corn by itself, I can take or leave. Candy corn, if you mix it with some salted peanuts, game changer. Like, try it that way, and then you'll like candy corn.
Motel Hell, cheesy movie. Skeleton Key was a decent. I think we might have seen the Skeleton Key. I think that had what was that guy's name? He was also in that movie with oh man.
Yeah, I think I
don't know what that guy's name is though.
I can see who you're talking about, and I think we did watch that. Candy corn's coming in pretty strong on the yes. I think people aren't giving it as much hate as I thought they would. Today is National Candy Corn Day. Huh. So the day before Halloween is National Candy Corn Day.
Is that the one that AC/DC did the whole soundtrack, Maximum Overdrive? I'm not sure. It's been a long time. I wouldn't have noticed AC/DC at the time whenever I watched it, but I mean, I would now. I'm not sure. I'm sure it's one of those movies that if you go back and watch it now, it's probably pretty corny.
It sounds ridiculous. Like toasters and things coming to life and attacking people. Someway said Joey doesn't like nerds, which explains why he doesn't like to read my comments.
That was probably one of my favorite things to get as a kid though, like was the nerds and stuff. Like I didn't like chocolate at all when I was a kid, except for Reese's. Like Reese's was the only thing. And then I always ate like Skittles, Starburst, Nerds, all that kind of stuff. And then I kind of went on a phase where I liked chocolate. And then now I'm kind of back with the Sour Patch Kids and stuff where I'm back to where I really only would eat Reese's and then Sour Patch Kids and stuff like that.
Candy corn is like Peeps. We don't love to eat it a lot, but it's more for decoration. I mean, I'll eat a Peep.
I like candy
but
corn.
I mean, in a pinch, if it's all you have, like
I like
if it's
candy
the bottom
corn,
of the bucket,
but
we'll eat it.
But out of the candy corn, like if you buy the harvest bag or whatever, I like the pumpkins. The pumpkins the best,
are
like the orange pumpkins.
Which you can buy just the pumpkins.
Yeah.
They have that too.
You should watch Maximum Overdrive. It's worth watching. Yeah, I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but I do remember. I bet I watched it several times when I was a kid.
Well, Keys is here and he says candy corn's nasty. In some way said so too. Wait, how did you woo Miss Maintenance without flowers and chocolates? Oh no, he used to. He used to. He just doesn't think he has to anymore.
They need me to take my shirt off.
Okay. He did. He actually sent me flowers before our first date. He just thinks he doesn't have to try anymore. That's all. I hate chewy candy and hard candy. Okay.
Circus.
Yeah. Breaking Free said that. Chewy candy's fine. Hard candy, listen.
Yeah, I'm not a
Hard
big fan of it
candy,
anymore.
we were just talking about this the other night. I was like, here's the stuff that would just really tick me off as a kid if I got it in my Halloween or bucket. Was first of all, hard candy. Don't give me peppermints, butterscotches, even those little strawberry candies like that look like strawberries on the outside and have the chewy stuff in the middle. It's like, I don't want hard candy. I'm not a 70-year-old woman as a kid. And so I was always like, I don't want hard candy. I didn't want those little Mary Janes, which are the ones that are wrapped in the orange and black paper. I don't know what are they supposed to be, peanut butter flavor?
Yeah,
they're not a good peanut butter flavor.
What's that? What are they called?
Mary Janes. I never liked those. This is all the stuff I would give my dad when I would come home. I didn't want hard candy. I didn't want the Mary Janes, and there was a lady. There was one lady who did give fruit on our street. But when I was a kid, so I didn't live in a subdivision. You probably like hardcore hit up like 100 houses and like took pillowcases and filled them up.
I'd have black garbage bags full of candy whenever I was done.
I lived, out in the country. And so we only went, well, I mean, your parents had to drive you. There wasn't any walking, and we were only allowed to go to houses that we knew. And so it was typically friends, family, people you go to church with, stuff like that. So I would get like, those plastic jack-o'-lantern looking like the buckets that you carry. I would get one of those full, which I thought was a pretty good haul. So, I would have plenty. It would last me for a while. But we would always come home and so I'm one of 3 kids. We would come home and dump ours out, and then we'd start the trading game, because I always liked the stuff like Starburst and Skittles and all that. And then my sister was more like chocolate. And so we would do a lot of trading around on stuff. And then we'd give our dad all the stuff we didn't like.
Some way said butterscotch is one of the few hard candies that he liked. That's the only one
I
I
like
really
it
eat
now.
Yeah.
I like it now.
Like
as a kid, I was like, don't give me any hard candy.
I buy butterscotches for whenever like I teach sometimes, and then I get up in front of people and stand and talk. Sometimes I preach and different things like that. And sometimes I need something if I'm talking a lot in front of a big bunch of people, I need something to keep my mouth like wet. So that's when I use butterscotches and stuff. Caramel apples taste good, but are hard to eat. Somebody said,
they are hard to eat.
I actually, that'll be another poll. Let's see what we got here.
We can't, caramel versus candy apple. Yeah. I like them both.
So candy corn, that's hit and miss. 23 votes, 52% yes, 48% no.
It came out strong as yes in the beginning, and then it lost steam.
Start a poll.
Almond Joys. I like Almond Joys. I didn't really like coconut much as a kid, but I do like Almond Joys. Do we have to pick between candy and caramel apples?
Which one do you prefer? It's not a between. I like them both. But
I know.
I'll eat either one.
It depends on what kind of mood I'm in. They are hard to eat, but you can cut them.
Is it a cilantro hit or miss?
Cilantro is an absolute miss.
Matt says none. Apple type neither.
Too much like fruit. Little Debbie has Christmas trees out. Yes, I know. Our Kroger has a huge display of.
They said they got
Little
chocolate
Debbie.
ones now. Somebody said a second ago. I hadn't
like
seen
the
those.
cake part's chocolate or the icing.
Yeah, I guess the cake part. I don't know. Yeah. Somebody said never heard of a candy apple. It's the apple with the red coating instead of the caramel coating. It's got a red coating. I like the candy apple better.
And to me, it has to have peanuts. The other day, our son said something about the ones without the peanut. He said, I'd rather have the ones without the peanuts. And I was like, what? Well, and they do make them without the peanuts on the outside. But to me, it almost like doesn't seem like it's really a caramel apple without the peanuts.
Little Debbie's has chocolate Christmas trees. The whole thing is chocolate,
Oh,
icing and
okay.
everything.
Okay. Wings and pizza. Popcorn balls were terrible to receive as a treat. So there was a lady that lived up the road that made popcorn balls homemade every year too. And that was one of the things I would give my dad when I got home. I mean, I didn't care anything about them, but
I think I'd
he
probably
liked
like
them.
them.
Oh, they're good now. There's a lot of stuff that your taste changes, like as a kid, that you don't want.
Matt says I like their white cake. I'm the same way. I'm not a big fan of the. I'm not a big fan of chocolate cake. Just period. Like I actually like yellow cake. Like if I'm going to eat a cake, I want it to be yellow. Like the
You like
cake
the
part.
yellow cake if you can do that, what they call royal chocolate icing, that icing that gets hard.
Yeah.
I don't know how to make that. There's a skill to that royal icing.
Cosmic crisp apples. They got all sorts of different ones now. Now I'm craving popcorn balls. Mom used to make them. Tom said. Yeah, I haven't had one in a long time, but I've had one before. And I think I'd probably like them more now than I maybe liked them as a kid too.
You could get fruit cake. Um, I don't think I've ever had fruit cake. You ever had fruit cake? Those are real popular at Christmas
Yeah,
time.
I've had them. I don't mind them. I mean, I wouldn't have wanted one as a kid probably, but I don't mind them
That's what
now.
I'm saying. There's a lot of stuff that it's like as a kid you think is gross, and then as an adult you go, well, this isn't that bad.
Amanda, do you eat Little Debbie's? I was thinking you didn't eat gluten or preservatives.
Well, see, here's the thing, Terry. There's a lot of things in theory that I would like to not eat and that I know I shouldn't eat. And I'm definitely a more healthy eater than he is. But living with him makes it really hard to not indulge in the occasional sweet treat.
I don't mind peanut brittle now that I'm an old man.
Yeah, but see, peanut brittle's
It's
really
too
hard to
hard
eat
now.
too. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think like it's harder on my
I,
teeth
I
than a
actually liked it
caramel
as a
apple.
kid.
Um,
One of my grandmas used to always make it.
Make me some popcorn. They said make me some popcorn.
I just made some yesterday, I think.
Um,
Which the football
mm,
game tonight is the Ravens. That's the
it
team I
was
like watching them play. And
Tuesday.
Lamar Jackson's back.
It was Tuesday night that you made popcorn for me, not last night. Last night we had Mexican food. Tuesday night, I think we just had popcorn for dinner.
So is it okay to hang Christmas lights on November 1st?
Well, so you can. I don't. Yes, my son is going to. He has his own Christmas tree for his room because he's a big Christmas nut, and he told me that November 1st, and it's a Saturday. He said all of my Christmas stuff will be going up in my room, and I said go for it. But I leave. I do day after Thanksgiving. So the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday, you don't have to go shopping anymore. You can just stay home and shop on the computer. And so he stays home and shops on the computer Black Friday, and I put out all my Christmas stuff then. I'm not anti people putting out Christmas stuff on November 1st. I just don't do it here.
Breaking Free said my wife eats 100% healthy 10% of the time. That sounds
Yeah,
about right.
yeah, that's like when I'm on, then I'm on, and I'm like, no sweets, intermittent fasting, a gallon of water every day, and I'll do that for like
10 minutes.
No, I'll do like 4 or 5 days stretch, and then I'm like, hey, I'm starving. Go pick me up Mexican.
BMCK used to hate getting little boxes of raisins. Now I buy 4 pounds at a time. Yeah, that's like my favorite part of like if you buy a trail mix, it's got raisins and cranberries and all that stuff in it. It's like my favorite part of that is the raisins and all that kind of stuff that's in there. Like I'm getting mad whenever I get a handful and don't have it.
Now that you say that, I remember that I would get the little boxes of raisins from some people, and that was another one where you were like, oh, seriously. For Halloween.
TPG said no Christmas stuff until the weekend after Thanksgiving, so he kind of same way as you. Amish peanut brittle was amazing too. Had some fresh cream in the caramel.
Grandma's popcorn balls or Amish ones from Michigan Amish.
Some way said Nanny made peanut brittle and all sorts of goodies. Yeah, I had one grandma that made peanut brittle all the time for me, and then pumpkin pies. And then I had another one. Actually, it wasn't my grandma made those. It was who I called Mammy. She was my great grandma. She made fried apple pies all the time for me, and then also homemade like grape juice. Like she had grapes and stuff, and she put it in a jar like the way people make tea out in the jar and sit on your porch. She made grape juice that way, and it was really good.
Are you sure that was grape juice and not wine?
No, it was grape juice.
Because I mean, you can't be without refrigeration very
She didn't
long
leave it
with
out there
juice.
forever. I'm talking about she
I
just
think
kind of
she
put it
was
out there.
getting you drunk.
Clint posted my Astro V12 rails on the community page. Yeah, I actually went to the community page and checked for posts today. I remembered to check today. It's the first time I've checked in a few days. My favorite Halloween candies were peanut M&Ms and mini Crunch bars. I like peanut M&Ms. I prefer the peanut butter M&Ms now. That those weren't a thing whenever I was a
No,
kid, but
those weren't.
I'd prefer to get the peanut
And I
butter over
always
the
liked,
peanut.
well, and back when we were kids, it was just really M&Ms and peanut M&Ms. Now M&Ms have gone crazy. You can get peanut butter and jelly and mocha and everything in the world. But when we were kids, it was either the regular or the peanut, and I always preferred the peanut ones in the
Now,
yellow pack.
I've never liked Crunch. Like I don't like
I don't like
any of the
crisp
chocolate
rice.
with the
Is that what it's called?
I don't like any of those.
Yeah, I'm not. That's one of them where it has to be the very last thing.
The only thing that is kind of like that I like is the Star Crunch from Little Debbie, but
that's got all that caramel in there.
Yeah,
with
it's
it,
got
though.
a lot more stuff with it
Yeah.
than just the.
Yeah, I've never been a big any of that crisp rice with chocolate.
Memorable thing about candy as a kid: the horror stories of people putting razors in them. Yeah, how much was the urban legends, but the story would pop up. Twix is the best candy bar in my opinion. Wings and Pizza said I like Twix. I like the peanut butter Twix too. But I like the regular Twix also.
Twix is not near as bad as Kit Kats, because Kit Kats are another one. They have come up with every flavor in the world of Kit Kats now. I mean, I saw one the other day that was strawberry lemonade. I mean, it's crazy how many flavors. They just try to get into everything.
Elliot's going to buy the pack out rolling drawer. Nice. It's nice. It's too tall for me to put in the back of my truck. I decided I went ahead and kept mine. I'm using it in here because I stack all my other pack out on it, and it makes me not have to take it off to lift it up in there. But it's nice. Let's see. Somebody Trick or Treat is another Halloween movie. I think I remember seeing that.
Familiar, and I can't place which one it is.
Terry ate a Goo Goo Cluster this week for the first time in years. It was awesome. Yeah, I've had those, but not for a long time either.
They kind of remind me of a Star Crunch. A little bit.
I think it's got peanuts and stuff in it though. Like instead of rice stuff. I think it's similar, but it's got peanuts, I think.
Don't like Ferrero Rocher. Yeah. No, I eat those. Those are the little what are those called? The like little bonbons sort of or whatever.
It's those little full balls of chocolate.
That's the fancy stuff though.
They still make do they still make the chunky candy bar? That's one of the ones that I have never tried. I saw that
one on the Goonies movie?
Yeah, or I saw it no, his name's Chunk, but I saw the chunky candy bar on something.
He had that candy bar in that one part of the movie, the little silver round thing.
I've never actually had one of those.
I was thinking
we saw something the other day. It might have been the Goonies because we just watched it the other day. Where somebody was eating one, and I said, I've never had one of those. And then I saw them somewhere, but I didn't get one. We were at a store, and they actually had them.
I can't believe you didn't pick it up.
I keep, let's see, Tom's going to buy the Klein Tool runner bag at Lowe's. Hope our health insurance isn't listening to this. Almond Joys are great. I like Almond Joys and Mounds, and those were both two things that I despised when I was a kid.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't.
I didn't like coconut at all whenever I was a kid. In those two candy bars, I didn't like the Girl Scout cookie, the Samoas, because of it. And now I like all those things now. I was
exactly the same way. I didn't like coconut until I was an adult. Matt says they're doing other flavors to cut down on cocoa content since it's so expensive this year. That might be. Because they've come up with some crazy things.
How is the weather where you live?
Chilly.
Yeah, it's finally starting to cool off here. I mean, it's not cold, but
Well,
I can at least wear a sweatshirt and feel comfortable, like
I
not
had to
hot.
go back in and get my jacket. After I first came out here, I was like, no, I'm going to have to go get my jacket.
I called the garage door people today. They're supposed to be doing the garage door tomorrow, so that'd be nice.
Trick or treat.
Then I'll finally be able to start
Yeah,
moving stuff out of here.
Yes, and we'll be able to get the holes cut in the wall
Yeah.
so that you can get out of this new section into the old section. Out of this old section into the new section. I'm not going to start my rant now because at some point we're going to do an update video. We're going to do part 2 and show everybody because the outside is 90% complete. So as soon as he gets a few more, pieces of trim up and our posts are coming in for the little front porch area, when we get that stuff done, we're going to film a video update. And I'm going to have a small section of the video where I do a rant about some of these dumb comments that we've gotten on the first garage video and where people just apparently have no vision for what we got going on. So I am really tired of some of the comments, but once we get that garage door up, we're going to be able to, really start putting our plan into action of like letting this space breathe a little bit and getting it opened up to the new space, and it's really going to start functioning like we want it to. So.
Wings and Pizza said you heat in the new garage. I'm going to heat and cool this space that I'm in now. That's one of the big reasons why I did it the way that I did it. And again, most people don't understand that. Watch part 1
the way we did it.
I didn't want to heat and cool a 30 by 40 whenever 90% of it is just storage of stuff that doesn't need to even be heat and cooled. And I only really, for the most part, film stuff. And again, I wouldn't need heat and air either one if I wasn't filming videos in here and like standing here without fans blowing on me or running a heater or whatever else. So I'm gonna get a mini split and put it in this area and heat and cool this space that I'm currently in. That's why, again, I didn't take the ceiling down or any of that because this makes this room a little bit smaller. And I don't need taller ceilings because I don't want stuff up where I got to get a ladder every time to get it down, all that kind of stuff. So I will eventually heat and cool this space.
Dallas was in the 40s today, and yesterday was 50s, but 20-mile-per-hour winds, brutal. I didn't realize it had gotten that chilly that far south.
Terry Burton said her sugar baby's still a thing.
I think so.
Yeah, because they're the small. Actually,
Yeah.
I just saw some the other day.
I like sugar babies. The sugar daddies are too hard to eat because those are the
both
suckers.
of them are pretty rough on your teeth as you get older, though. Like if you've got fillings and stuff like that, you're always scared the whole time you're chewing them. You're afraid
I've
to pull
never
something out.
had cavities, and I don't have fillings.
Boston baked beans. I remember
I've
those.
never had
Basically,
that.
they had I remember all those little boxes, and they were like 10 cents whenever I used
Dots came in those little boxes.
I used to go to the little convenience store. I'd walk there to buy my mom cigarettes.
Yeah.
And then so I could buy cigarettes at the time as a 6-year-old.
That's exactly what I did.
Walk in the store
I got to have the leftover. Mom would give me money to buy her cigarettes, and whatever was left over, I could buy candy. There was a store like right down the road from here because we lived where I grew up.
Anybody remember Dippin' Sticks? I remember Fun Dip, and that's still a thing. I don't know about the Dippin' Sticks.
I think that's the same thing. I think that's what they're talking about. But what's the Boston baked beans? So what's the flavor on those?
It's been a long time since I had them. I don't know. I want to say they don't taste like
Well, I wouldn't think they taste like beans, but I don't know what the flavor is. It's kind of like the those candy cigarettes. They didn't really taste like anything.
Patterson salted nut roll is a candy bar here. So I just recently, our dollar store has them for cheap, but I've seen them like in other stores, like Buc-ee's has them and stuff. It's the pecan roll.
Oh, I like those.
With the marshmallow on the inside, but they were like 75 cents at the dollar store. They're like $4 everywhere else I've been. So I was like,
those pecan rolls are typically expensive.
I had never had one, so I got one when they were 75 cents at the dollar store. They're pretty good.
Pecan rolls, I used to only get when I was a kid. They always have them in souvenir shops for some reason, those pecan log things. And so when we would go on vacations when I was a kid and we would always go in souvenir shops, I would get those. And I never even knew that if they had them in stores locally, I don't know about it. So to me, like the little pecan logs were like a vacation treat when I was a kid.
Let's see, Tootsie Rolls. I like
I don't care anything about
I don't
Tootsie
like the
Rolls.
chocolate ones, but the flavor, like the lime, vanilla, orange, those Tootsie Rolls, I like those. Those
Well,
are
they
kind.
put those out at Easter.
Yeah, those are kind of, well, you can buy them all the time now, but those are kind of more like I like Laffy
They're more like a
Taffy,
Starburst
Airhead,
texture.
Starburst. Like those Tootsie Rolls are more like
I
Starburst
think
than.
Tootsie Roll, the chocolate ones, have a weird fake chocolate taste. I'm not a fan. Now, I like a Tootsie Roll Pop. It has the sucker on the outside. But just Tootsie Rolls, no, that's another one. If it's at the very bottom of the bucket and like, like I'm putting Tootsie Rolls, Crunch Bars, there's certain stuff that it's like if I was just fiending for something sweet and it was the only thing in the house, I might eat it.
Manny Pinko 9877. What sandpaper do you recommend for Festal sanders? I don't have any of the Festal sanders, but I saw where Matt said the 3N Cubatron. So he's gonna know more than me. I always just buy. I just use like Milwaukee sanders and stuff like that on job sites. I don't do a lot of specific stuff with fancy ones or anything. So I buy Diablo packs usually for mine.
TPG says Tootsie Rolls equal industrial waste. Honestly, I don't even want to know what's in most of the stuff we eat. I mean, for real. Saltwater taffy, that's another thing that feels like one of those vacation foods because you get it at like a souvenir shop.
Are you putting an opener on it? I suggest a jack shaft type opener, in my opinion. I'm getting an opener, but it'd be one of the overhead ones.
How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
We used to get boxes of saltwater taffy in Ocean City. Yeah, pretty much that's one of them things on in every touristy thing. They've got saltwater taffy.
You can always bring it home for your family.
Yeah.
Have you been using the new Surge on your job much?
I've been using it here on the garage. I haven't even taken it like on the job. So right now I'm currently, me and a buddy are redoing a sunroom, which is just windows and doors. And then we're also taking down his ceiling on the inside and putting some insulation in it. Basically putting more energy. He had like storm doors for doors and just some single pane type windows and stuff. So he's trying to make it a little bit more of a 4-season room instead of just a summertime room. But we haven't got to do much there. I was going to take it there and use it, but it's been raining all week. Like it's been a crazy wet week here. So
yeah,
I've also
really
got
delaying us on getting the.
I've also got like a commercial suite turn where it's just going in and patching walls and repairing some flooring and trim and stuff. And the walls had a ton of stuff, like where it was a bunch of kids were in it before. It was some kind of a thing where kids were in there and they had like Lego squares glued to all the drywall. So there's tons of spots where I had to rip all the paper basically off the drywall and having to skim coat a ton of it. So I haven't done a lot of using an impact work, is I guess what I'm getting at with that. So I haven't used it a lot in my work yet. Let's see. How many licks does it take? 3. Let's see.
Well, that was the little owl. He says 1, 2, and then he bites into it.
I did a service call for Dish Network at a carnival once. It was for a Malone taffy vendor. I came home with 20 boxes of taffy.
Got paid in taffy.
I've been drywalling ceilings this week. Hate mudding overhead. Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I won't even drywall ceilings. Like I just tell people no.
When we redid the whole back of our house, so basically it was our master bedroom, walk-in closet, bathroom, and then another little bonus room too off the back of the house. And he had to drywall I mean, I thought you were gonna lose it. Like that was one time, which he was doing drywall work outside too on a job and then coming home and doing the drywall. And when he got to all the overhead drywall in our bedroom, he just about had to come apart.
So I had drywall. I made some fake beams and made basically, I guess it ends up being 6 squares is what we
Yeah.
got or something like that.
Yeah, because you
6
got
squares
2
up in the
beams and 2
beams.
more beams, so it makes 6.
And then I had seams in those, and then I did zip bead around touching all the beams, so I had to do the outside edge of all of them, and then I had screws and all that stuff. It was a lot of mudding. Like it was
Yeah,
like,
and just being up overhead, and then you started getting that not carpal tunnel, but whatever that is that you get in your elbow.
yeah.
And yeah, he almost had to come apart one night. He's like, I can't do any more drywall.
Yeah,
I
it's
was like, we just need to step away for a
I
little
do
while.
I do
was like,
acoustical grid ceilings, the drop ceilings, and then I'll put up a wood ceiling.
Yeah.
That's where I'm pretty much at.
which is what we ended up doing in the other part of the house, the big main part. It has wood ceiling because I was like, I'm not even going to ask him to do any more drywall ceilings.
Let's see. Somebody got a little rain with the cold, but otherwise still a drought here. Yeah, it's rain. Today's the first
It's
day.
been raining since Sunday.
And it wasn't supposed to rain today, but it was this morning.
Yeah.
It was still raining this
Yeah, it
morning.
rained until lunchtime today. So it rained Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and half the day today. So we have more than made up. But we sowed some grass seed on one side of the building, and it's actually started coming up. So it was happy about the rain. The other side of the building, hopefully, as soon as they get this garage door installed and a couple more things, we can start working on that land and get it all evened out and graded the way we want it, and then get some grass there too. Because the thing about the rain is then you get mud, because construction site is nothing but just dirt, and so then dirt obviously gets wet and turns into mud, and then he tracks it all over the place.
Well, that's like I finally got the apron poured for down there to where I could finally grading everything out, but now it's so muddy. Like if I get my skid steer out, everything's just a big muddy mess. This is gonna be a disaster. So
yeah, the rain's really put us behind, but I'm not going to complain because we needed it, so we'll just be a week behind. Oh, he saw your Festool vac.
Yeah, I got a crazy deal on that Festool vacuum, and at the time there wasn't a lot of that kind of vacuum, like the dust extractor vacuums. Like Festool was one of the first ones to kind of come out with that, and I got a really good deal on it. So that's the only reason why I got the Festool one. But that's the only Festool that I have.
I thought you bought that from somebody.
Yeah, I got
it
from
like Facebook Marketplace.
I got it
or
from
something
JB.
Like that. What's that printable mud tape you use that peels and sticks?
It's paintable mud tape. I don't know. Something that I've used and said. There's a paintable corner. It's called No Coat. That you can use for inside corners. You can use it for outside corners. I don't use it for outside corners. I usually get the paper tape with the metal on the inside. But the No Coat, or there's also, it's called Level Line. I've probably got some over here in this box in my drawer over here. So what it is you don't have to be as careful putting mud on it because you can sand down to it and it's paintable. So you don't have to be, this one's a little cheaper. It's a flexible corner or a flexible angle. You don't even have to use it on corners. Like you can set it at 45 degrees or whatever. But it's not like a stick. You still mud it on.
The corner stuff that you discovered has been a game changer, because I remember back in the days.
Yeah, inside corners. And the biggest benefit is like I can do both sides at one time with that.
Yeah.
Instead of having to, like used to, I'd always do one side, let it dry, and come back and do the other side. Well, you don't have to get all the way in the corner on those if you don't want to. So usually I'll still maybe do the first coat one corner at a time, but then like my second and third coat, I just go ahead and do both sides.
Yeah, he said that was it. That's what he was talking about, is what you showed him there.
But it doesn't peel and stick though. You put it on, you have to mud and then embed it in the mud.
Clint said, does everyone get a lot of trick-or-treaters? We get 0. Well, the grandbaby, she counts, right? The grandbaby will be here as a trick-or-treater, but we don't.
Yeah.
If we ever got them, it was like friends, like when our kids were young, like friends of theirs, or something like that. But we haven't had them. Now we play this little game where it's like, oh, we should probably get some Halloween candy in case we get trick or treaters. And we fill up the bucket, and then you eat on it, and and you go, well, we probably won't get very many trick or treaters, so you sit there and eat a bunch of the candy, and that's what we've done.
Breaking free. It's called Level Line, and then there's also a version called No Coat. The No Coat box is blue and white. The Level Line is yellow and black. The only difference is the No Coat's a little wider than the Level Line, and it's more expensive. The No Coat's more expensive. Only store I've seen it in is like Home Depot and Lowe's have versions of it, but those are the two brands I like the most. Menards carries both of them. Other than that, I've always had to go to my drywall supply place and get it, but now Menards has it, so I can get it at Menards now.
Yeah. So, see, he's saying if I have very much drywall to do, it's easier to roll the mud on and use skimming blades, which is what you were just saying today that you were going to do on that bigger job.
Yeah, that's pretty much what we did today. My buddy was rolling the mud on, and I was going behind him with skimming blades.
I live in a mostly industrial neighborhood, lots of druggies and homeless, so no trick or treating here. I don't think a lot of people do the old fashioned trick or treating now. It's, the trunk or treats, which we had one last weekend. Um, that our church did one, and we had a lot of people come to that like the weekend before Halloween. And I just feel like that's what most people do with their kids now, and I don't blame them. I mean, it's one stop. It's easy.
Well, and you typically know most of the people. Like whenever I was a kid, we could go to a neighborhood, and I don't care if I knew the person or not. I was knocking on their door and asking for candy.
Yeah, see, we
it's like
we weren't allowed to go places.
There's so many weirdos today that you can't hardly do that.
Well, see, my parents loved me even in the '80s, and so they didn't let me go to houses.
I was raised on hose water and neglect.
Yeah, well, I guess I had a silver spoon in my mouth. My parents still monitored where I was able to go trick or treating. But that's why I only got the little plastic jack-o'-lantern full of candy, and you got black trash bags full of candy. I'm going to Menards this weekend. He's been spending more time at Menards here lately than he has in a long time because they have so much specialty trim.
Well,
I bought
a lot of stuff for my garage at Menards because they've got like 16-foot PVC boards. They don't have that anywhere else.
10-foot and 9-foot of the siding that we did instead of just 8-foot pieces. And they delivered stuff, right?
Yeah, the siding I got delivered.
Someway said we used to stay out past midnight.
Now, whenever I grew up in an area where there was subdivisions and all that kind of stuff, so it was easy. Now, whenever I moved down here, I was too old to trick or treat anyways, but we lived in the middle of nowhere, and I always joked and said that if, like, at my mom's house, that she don't live there now, but where I lived at when we first moved
it's like the middle of nowhere, and then you take another left. I mean, it's like... Yeah.
I always joked and said, if somebody comes and knocks on our door and trick or treats, like, I'm going to give them the TV in my bedroom type thing.
Yeah, I seriously doubt y'all had trick or treaters there.
Man, the paint goes need to make a boom arm. I pretty much only take mine. I take mine to job sites whenever I'm doing like major drywall to clean up and stuff. Or if I'm going inside somewhere, I use it more often than not, like with my track saw. Like if I'm cutting in somebody's house, like a floor or something like that, and I don't want to make dust everywhere. That's kind of the times where I use mine, but I don't do a lot of like that kind of work. Probably is like what you're doing, like in a wood shop or something like that. I was driving a youth group at the church when I was 12, all back roads.
Well, they didn't let me drive when I was 12, but I am also from that generation where they let you ride in the back of the truck and yeah.
Or in the back of a Volkswagen playing in the back.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's just like, I mean, you think back and you're just like, did they not even have the common sense to realize like you probably shouldn't put your kids in the back of a pickup truck and like drive to town in it? I mean, but you know what? We're all tougher for it.
They make an additive to put in drywall mud, so you can put. I've seen that. I haven't bought it. I usually use like a 5 and 20 minute mud for my first coats and stuff. Anyways, now I've never done it where I'm like skimming and stuff, but I have seen what you're talking about. I can't remember what the
What,
name
it
of it
makes
is.
it dry faster?
Yeah, it essentially turns regular joint compound
Oh, into hot mud.
to where it hardens faster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I can't remember what the name of it is either, though. The old farm pickup.
Breaking Free said, "We live in Illinois. It's illegal to have any fun in this state." Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
I think they've made it illegal to have fun most places.
I remember plenty of times sitting in laps and steering,
Oh,
like
yeah.
even driving down main roads, just sitting, you being the steering and
Oh, yeah.
somebody else beating the pedals, and like your dad or whatever. You know.
You can add hot mud to regular. Okay.
Hot mud is mostly plaster of Paris. Yeah, it's pretty hard to beat like 5 minute mud on stuff. Like it hardens up pretty good. Like,
So is plaster of Paris what they used to do on those old like slat walls that you find in like farmhouses and
it's
stuff?
plaster, yeah.
You got any more poll questions for the people?
I don't know. Let's see how the apple one panned out. I didn't even look. It's
How did the apple
66%
pan? I
caramel,
knew it. I knew it.
34% candy.
Well, if anybody has any last minute ideas of what you think that we should be for Halloween, a couple's costume of what we could be, besides Big Deborah and a peanut butter cream pie.
When I did driver's ed, the teacher got to where he was reading the newspaper while I was driving. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The guy in ours basically just took a nap almost,
Well,
and we just drove around town.
You had a different teacher than I did. So my teacher that I had for driver's ed was the football coach, and it was so funny. So on Mondays, if the football team lost on Friday night, on that Monday, he just sit there in like that passenger seat. He just lay his head back against the headrest and just close his eyes, and like we would not pay a bit of attention to what you were doing.
Fred and Wilma Flintstone.
Oh, I was
Pebbles.
I was Pebbles one year, as whenever I was a kid. That was one of the costumes that I did. I had the little bone to go in my hair and the little thing on the top, and I actually sprayed it red, and I went all in on that.
Wings and Pizza said wear the same mask Joey currently has on. LOL. That's
yeah.
one of my jokes. There was a lady at the trunk or treat this last week that was
Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, she's an older lady that she was Statue of Liberty, but she had painted her face green, and I told her when she walked by, I said that costume would look more real if you painted your face. And that joke just went right over her head. So that
she just kind of looked. She goes, I did paint my face. She goes, I did paint my face. Gomez and Morticia, yeah. We could dress the little grandbaby up as it. Is that what the hand's name is? It
Thing. My dad told me a story when they were a kid. They used to tie a rope to 2 metal trash cans on each side of the street when cars would drive by. Oh, they used to do crazy stuff in this where I live, like on Halloween. It got, but you didn't even want to be driving around like they don't do anything like that now. But they used to call the.
See, that's not the fun part of Halloween.
I've heard stories of them calling the cops out to somewhere and then cutting down trees and getting them stuck in between the trees to where they couldn't go anywhere else.
So the county that we live in, not the side that we live on, but we live on the south side of the county, but the north end of the county is kind of known for being a little rougher, particularly Halloween. And I can remember like they would set fires like in the middle of the road up there, like a bonfire type thing and just set it in the middle of the road. And so when I was like a teenager, once I started driving, that one of the rules my parents had was you don't cross the bridge to go over into the north side of the county. No. And there was no being out after midnight either. Mustard sandwich with some Coke vanilla cream on it. Mustard sandwich. Is that supposed to be a costume?
We TP'd like crazy, saran wrap across bridges. Yeah, see, they don't do any of that stuff like that kind of stuff anymore. Like nobody, like I've heard stories like they
They
never did.
still egg houses, maybe
Yeah,
a little
they
bit.
never did it
but
the whole time that I've lived here, but I kept hearing stories because like I
Mhm.
purposely didn't.
Oh, it happened. I
Yeah,
mean, it happened up there on the side of the county you live. I'm surprised you didn't see
because
some of
everybody's
that
like, you
stuff.
don't want to be out driving on Halloween because you'll get a brick through your window, or
I heard
who knows
stories
what.
about bricks in windows that also happened on that side of town. Fred and Daphne, classic. Dress up as the Bucky's beaver.
People would light bags of dog poop on people's porches
Oh
so they come out.
no.
Don't put it out with your boot, Ted.
Yeah, that's a classic there. Don't tell me my business, devil woman.
It's become a thing to TP in my area again.
Yeah, I haven't seen anybody get TP'd for a long time around here. On that episode of Parks and Recreation, where the kid Greg Pakitis comes in and, and TP's the whole office.
Miss Morgan has more Southern than the Mister himself.
Not in person, actually. I always feel like that. I feel like, so, okay, I used to be, well, he didn't live here and then moved in. And so I was much more Southern than him and much more Southern than I think I really am even now. I've learned how to say a few words. And
Winder.
no, I never said Winder. But I have learned to say a few words and pronounce them just a little bit differently. But he's actually gotten so much worse. And I remember he had been here for like a year. And then we went back up, like where your brothers live or whatever. And they were like, oh my gosh, like they couldn't believe how he, talked or whatever. So I guess it rubbed off on. But I used to say, and I was watching that Joe Rogan podcast. He had Miranda Lambert on, and she was talking, and I noticed, she kept on saying like tonight and stuff like that. And see, that's how I used to. I used to be a lot more Southern, and I would say things like tonight. But I've gotten better.
TP's worth more than gold now. You can't
Well,
do it
that's
now.
true. You got to find something else to be
Clint
throwing
said
on
he
people's
called
trees.
the
Oh
sheep
yeah,
poop.
yeah. This is the best night of my life. That's Billy Madison, classic.
Oh yeah, the Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, all them whenever they first came, like those were all like in high school movies. Like watched them 1,000 times.
Oh yeah. I was big on the Adam Sandler movies, and also I loved Ace Ventura. I liked a lot of Jim Carrey stuff during that time. TP is too expensive, and kids don't go outside anymore. Well, it keeps all of our houses safe from being toilet papered.
Would you recommend the Vera Cyclops and Deep Socket set or Koken? I need something durable and more comfortable to use. So I don't have any of the like Vera actual sockets and like ratchets, like the bigger normal size ratchets. The only thing of Vera I've got that's even kind of like that, I got a Cyclop that is a screwdriver. That's a Cyclop, and I like it and I don't like it. I mean, it seems like it's durable wise. I don't like the bit holding feature on mine is 100% magnetic. So like if I had a Vera ratchet that had the put the socket on and the ball bearing or ball detent locked it in or something like that, mine is 100% magnet. And if it was a ball detent, I'd love it, but so I don't know. I'm sure there's enough people in here. I know Clint's got tons of Vera stuff. Clint or the Tool Collector 72 or whatever else he's in here on his name.
The Dolphins are up 3-0, and they have the ball. So what is going on with that? And look at this cute little Google right now, they're you know how they always change their thing at the top? They've got a little Pac-Man and he's eating a candy corn. That's what they've made the two O's in Google. One of them's a Pac-Man and he's about to eat a candy corn. I always like what they what they do with the word Google. Anyway. All right, that's an update on the game. And back to the chat.
Sadalgo said, nice ambiance. I was only going to do it at the beginning, but then I've just left it on. I was mostly doing it so you could see the light stuff, but then we just left it that way.
Hey, AI did a good job on the TV screen.
Yeah, it didn't. It looked like super dark on my phone whenever I turned it on. So I was like, we won't be able to do this. But it doesn't look as bad like on my what's streaming on my computer screen. It's still lit up.
Some way said you work in a law office, so I hope that you learnt some words. You should be a green M&M, and I should be a red M&M, and it will be subliminal for Morgan's maintenance.
The maid saying inappropriate things to Billy and Billy Madison was funny. You can help me shave my armpits.
I thought I was your snack pack. What are you talking about? Imagine Morgan getting out of that rhino like Jim Carrey did. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, I still can, but I mean, when I was in school, it was like I could quote every word from the beginning credits to the end of the movie on any of those. I watched them so many times.
Chat GPT has been picking winning lottery numbers.
Oh, well.
Sam Hill that's finally made it live for the first time in weeks. Yeah, I've got a couple, like we've done the memes with Miss Maintenance, so I've got enough of them to where we might do another one of those videos. Now, those work as lives pretty good. Like the only downside, like we would prefer to do those as lives because then you can get feedback of, hey, what do y'all think about this and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we've got another video that we've been back and forth on how to do it because there's a video we were going to do that I was like, it would probably be better as a live to get the feedback as it's going on, but I don't know. But then if you need to like put things on computer screens and show stuff and do like a little like split screen or something,
I can't
it's so
put
much
pictures
easier.
And stuff up in a live.
It's so much easier to do that if you do it as an actual video.
And I only started making those kind of videos just because one is it's fun because it's stuff that we do anyways. But all those kind of videos, even though they're not tool related most of the time, which the meme ones kind of are, we picked them out specifically to kind of be like that. But it's more so just so you get to know me and her and anything else, just so I'm not
it's our regular people that watch all that stuff.
That way I'm not just a guy with hands, talking about tools. You'll at least know a little bit about me and why I do things a certain way and all that kind of stuff like that. So I only do those videos every now and then just to more so let you guys know, get to know me better.
Yeah, and one of these days I'll get on there and rant about our garage. And it's so funny because it's like people have comments, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen, And then it's like, and then the next comment is like, this is so much ingenuity that went into this. This is amazingly thought out. And I'm like, how can people literally be like this far apart on, well, anyway, not to go down that road. Don't get me started on that.
I can't find the vessel in Galaxy Red anywhere. Yeah, they were sold out, and then I don't think they've ever made any more of those. So I'm really glad I got mine now because I haven't seen them for a long time. Zyklop ratchets are very nice. Yeah, I can imagine that they are because, like I said, I like that Zyklop screwdriver. Now, it's not longer like a ratchet for the leverage aspect. And again, if my Zyklop screwdriver held sockets in a way like a ratchet does, it would be better in my opinion. So I can imagine the Vera ratchets and stuff are probably pretty good. Memes are my wife and mine's love language. Yeah,
Oh yeah. We
don't text them back and forth a lot. We just
usually
see them and we're sitting next to each other.
Yeah, usually we're sitting there beside each other and I'll be like, oh my gosh, look at this. Yeah, we do that. I have texted him if he's not there, but a lot of times I just save them to my photos. And so then whenever you are there, I'm like scrolling through and I'm like, did you see this one?
Has Harbor Freight ever reached out about doing any videos for them? Toolboxes, carts, and tools? No. No, and I'm one of those where typically I wait until somebody reaches out. Like I've never contacted anybody. Like for the most part, I always wait until they reach out to me. And then the only company, and I said that a long time ago, is the only company I ever actually emailed was Knipex, and that was way back when I first started the channel. And the only real reason why I contacted them was because somebody basically said, you need to contact them because they'll send you this or whatever. And so then I did. I just basically just
They
did what
sent a
somebody,
little box of
yeah, I
goodies.
just did what somebody told me to, type thing. But I don't like to ask people for stuff. So I pretty much wait until somebody makes the first move. I'm sure if I contacted a lot of these places, they'd probably send me stuff, but
Yeah. All you have to do is ask.
40% off Icon ratchets next sale. Home Depot deals on the 2 Milwaukee utility knives. Yeah, I saw those today. I was in Home Depot today. The 2 knives are actually the 1505s with the screwdriver in them too. So, but you can buy you get a certain amount off the more of them you buy, type thing. YouTube channel called Bezug. Yeah, I watch his stuff.
Yeah, I
He's
knew
a
that
lot
name.
of Japanese
I knew
stuff.
that name sounded familiar.
Mechanic.
Ravens 3rd and goal at the Miami 2-yard line.
Yeah, my fantasy football team pretty much took a nosedive when Lamar Jackson quit playing. So I'm pretty much in a hole. I started out undefeated, and then Mechanics cart will be $199 during Black Friday, and they will release the green, purple, and slate gray mini toolboxes. Mechanics cart. Maybe that's that. I'm trying to think of what the mechanics cart looks like.
4th and goal
Or is
at the
that the 5
Miami
drawer?
2. Mm-hmm. You better get in there and start watching them. It's bad luck.
Vim needs to bundle the HBR bit drivers of different lengths into a set to elevate them over the individual meme tools. I've got a few Vim things. I haven't bought very much because they're just something that's harder for me to get without ordering them specifically from somewhere. When I'm in the mood for comedy, I watch the Handyman Experience. I watch most of his videos. Usually, I don't watch 100% of them, but 90% of the time, if I'm scrolling through my browse thing on YouTube and he's one of them, that's one of the ones I watch. You're using the cart, so that is the 5 drawer is the mechanics cart. I didn't know if the mechanics cart was something else or if it was the 5 drawer. So $199. That's what I ended up getting. That's what I got this one for.
So they went for it on 4th and goal and got the touchdown instead of kicking the field goal.
The Milwaukee deal is how I stock up on consumables for the year. So yeah, usually after like Father's Day and Black Friday and all those kinds of things, that's when you go in there and buy like the Sawzall blades, the sandpaper. I've got a whole cabinet over here full of oscillating tool blades because you can get them, and gloves, the cut level 1 gloves. That's when you stock up on those. And that way you got enough for all year, and then you get them for, especially if you can catch the exact, like usually there's always some of that stuff left over because they've got so much of it. And like I keep going in there after the promo's over. A couple weeks later, they'll finally drop the prices and start putting some yellow stickers on them.
Somebody said Bezug is the best. I mean, the second best. Sports ball.
There are 4 carts, 1 drawer, 4 drawer, 5 drawer, and full bank. We got the 5 drawer for $179. Yeah, that's right. I got it for a little cheaper. $179.
They had a coupon the weekend that you got
it
yours.
was no, it was just that specific day. You had to go get it that day. It was like the 10 days of deals or something like that. I don't know what it was. Clint let me know about it, and I had been wanting one of these. I haven't.
Yeah.
I still haven't done anything with it. Now, once I get my garage door and I can kind of get my
then
stuff
that
out
other
of the way,
toolbox will be able to go back there, and Yeah, I mean, this is right now. It's a little cramped in
Well,
here.
and that's like right now I got my PVC trim left in here that I've still got to put up, like 16 footers, taking up the whole side over there. And until I can get them out of here, they've been in my way like crazy.
Sounds like a dirt bike. Something loud going by.
Lance Anderson said you can bundle the M12 batteries with the M12 vacuum, return the vacuum, and get 2 3 amp hour batteries for $57. Should have gotten the full bank. Yeah, I would. The full bank would be more useful because, like, that's what I've always said. Like, if I could get like a toolbox, even like the Husky one that I got there, that was nothing but that top drawer all the way down, like that's the drawer that I would use the most.
What is going on out there? That's loud.
Put Milwaukee wrenches in it. That's mostly what will be in mine. Will be I'm probably gonna use my Milwaukee because I'm gonna leave, like, I've got sockets and stuff in that, but I'm gonna leave those in that toolbox down there because that's where I'll work on my lawnmower and all that kind of stuff now. And then I'll put some of my other stuff in this one that I kind of would just use to put stuff together or whatever else. And I've got Milwaukee sockets and ratchets and all that. That's probably what's going to go in this one up here. Hyper Tough is making mini toolboxes. I saw that at Walmart. Yeah, they look pretty good. They actually,
Everybody's making mini
yeah, they
everything.
even had a little cabinet or something
Did you
too.
see that Menards had the mini buckets like Lowe's?
Yeah, I haven't seen them, but I've seen the
Yeah,
picture of them. Yeah,
Menards has the mini buckets. Does Home Depot have mini buckets?
I haven't seen them. No. My favorite is the U.S. General Lockers. I haven't been to Walmart.
I know.
I mean, every now and then, if we're on vacation, we'll go there just to get some like stuff to take to the
Yeah,
hotel
I
room or
haven't
the whatever.
been.
But I haven't been to Walmart in forever.
Well, because the stuff that I used to get at Walmart, I get from Amazon now and
Yeah.
have it shipped to the house so that I don't have to go to Walmart. So
I'd like to replace my M18 rocket light, the one with the heads. I run it with a 12 amp hour battery, but it's getting too heavy. Yeah, I never had the M18 version. My buddy's got that one though. I had the M12. I ended up selling it, the rocket light, just because I've got so many other lights now and I got to where I was never using it. So I sold it to the place where I used to work at, the guy there. And then I mostly use now, like I've got the just M18 lights and I just put them up in places and don't even use a rocket light. But I bought that Powersmith light that's like a tower light like that works off M18 batteries. I use it like I haven't used it much, but the times like if we doing drywall in a place that doesn't have electric yet and you need to be able to see. But most of the time I end up just putting a headlamp on. I feel like I get better results wearing a headlamp with that light directly in front of me as I'm working sanding drywall. I can see all the little bitty stuff.
Breaking Free said, "Where do you grocery shop?" So 90% of the time, Kroger, only because it's close to where I work and it's on my way home. Um, they aggravate me with all of their paper coupons, digital coupons. This one you can use 5 times. This one you can use 1 time. This one, it's buy 5, save 5. Ugh, it's just like, ugh. But I complain about it every time I go, but I still go because it's so convenient. And then I do go, it is out of my way, but I do like Aldi. They actually have some things that Kroger doesn't have. They definitely have better prices, and they have a big selection of like organic and that type of stuff. So I like Aldi. And then the only other place I occasionally go is the Meijer. They sometimes I'll go there because Meijer is very the one we have is still, I don't know how new it is, but it's just like
It's never crowded
it's
either.
so it is like so much better than Walmart. We actually have 2 Walmarts, but it is so much better than Walmart. Like it's not crowded. The aisles are so wide. Everything's clean. It's just like it's like how Walmart should be. I feel like Meijer.
But now Walmart, if you want to, I'll put Walmart in the little green rectangle in this general area,
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
and we'll start talking better about you. The HEB baby, yeah, we don't have any of those. I'm out. I just used this was my very last mix of my pecan coffee that Jeff Bowery sent me.
That smells so good. Like I don't know what it tastes
It
like,
was
but
the
brewing
it was the
it
HEB brand is what it was.
yeah, it is it smells so good in the house every time you fix that.
I can't stand going to our local Walmart. A few of the neighboring towns' Walmarts I can take.
We go to Aldi and get a few things like energy drinks in the $1.25 tree. Yeah, isn't that stupid? $1.25 tree.
What's in the box? What's in the box? What box?
I think he's talking about the box that's showing up
Oh,
on the screen. That's the
yeah.
fake box that you said you were gonna in this general
It's
area.
somewhere in here. Walmart.
Sponsored by Walmart. Buy Black Rifle Coffee. They support vets. Yes, I've heard of Black Rifle Coffee.
I think I've had Black Rifle before. The Death Wish, Matt says.
They've got one called Murdered
Yeah.
Out, which is the darkest black.
Somebody brought some Black Rifle down there to a potluck that we had, and I had it. It was a Keurig cup kind. Like I haven't had it out of the grounds or anything. But
Black Rifle Coffee, they the Unashamed podcast, which is like the Robertson clan, they're big on the Black Rifle Coffee. And I did know that it was the proceeds went to vets.
Some way was referencing the Seven movie too. What's in the box at the
Oh.
end where the head of the guy, his wife's head's in the box or whatever.
Okay. I thought you were saying
Spoiler alert, Clint.
Yeah, really. And if you haven't seen The Sixth Sense yet, he's been dead the whole time. Spoiler alert. That's what Michael Scott said. He was dead the whole time. And he goes, spoiler alert.
Sponsored by Beaver. Yeah, there's a whole thing on that.
What?
The Beaver tools and people having problems with them, and also having problems being a influencer who's used their stuff or whatever. I've only gotten one. I've got the sewer camera from them. The only thing I ever got from them. Now I did buy. I bought it with my own money though. Skimming blade, because I bought a 32-inch skimming blade to try it instead of buying the level 5 just to see, because it was a ton cheaper, and I'm not going to use it very often, so I just want a big one. I actually have it at the job site where I'm working right now. I didn't use it though because I'm on my first coat and I was kind of just going over it with small stuff. But I bought it. That's the only thing. That's the only thing from Beaver I bought. I got it at Home Depot.
Somebody said also the SNL skit.
Yeah.
That is hysterical. Like it's been a long time since we've gone back and watched that. Make her he said put it in the box. 2, make her open the box.
It's 2 is like you cut a hole in that box. Or you
3, you put your junk in the box.
You put your junk in the box. You cut a hole in the box.
Make her open the box. Oh, I need to find that on YouTube. It's been a long time since I've seen that. That's a young Justin Timberlake that did that.
Oh, Justin Timberlake and Jimmy Fallon together were pretty funny on Saturday Night Live at the time. I don't watch it anymore. Like I haven't watched it in forever, but
I'm sure it's probably crazy political.
But pretty much whenever it was like if Justin Timberlake was on there, and any skit with him and Jimmy Fallon was pretty funny. Yeah.
They did the one where they were the Bee Gees.
Yeah.
That one was funny.
I'm Barry Gibbs.
Remember when they put Dwight Schrute in the box? I remember when he made Dwight Schrute stand on the table with the thing around his neck that said liar whenever he went behind his back to try to get his job. And then he made him do his laundry. More
cowbells. And then there was the Take them records off the
Oh,
shelf.
that was Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah, and put the records back on.
Put them back on the shelf, and then you take them back off the shelf.
Take them records off.
That was funny. Who sung that song? The old time rock and roll.
Yeah. Oh, Bob, is it?
Is it Bob Seger?
Yeah, maybe.
Or yeah, that was Jimmy Fallon like doing a spoof of that song. That was pretty funny. Then you take those records and put them back on the shelf. Children shouldn't play with dead things. What's that from?
I know that's what I was trying to go up there and see.
Children shouldn't play with dead things.
I was trying to see where that was coming from.
Okay. TPG says Bob Seger. So
yeah, that's who I was thinking it was.
I mean, you got to remember.
That's who I thought it was, but
we're a little young.
Well, it's such a classic. I was like, I don't want to commit to that fact that that's who it is because it's gonna be bad if that's not who it is. They're going, okay, but it's not who. But that's who I was pretty sure that's who it was.
I like that song. I've always liked that song.
Take them old records off the shelf. Then you take them, put them back on the shelf.
Then you take them back off the shelf. Yeah, if y'all haven't seen that one, y'all need to look it up. Jimmy Fallon as Bob Seger.
Live in a van down by the river.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah, see, I haven't, probably the Justin Timberlake area of Saturday Night Live. That's probably
we haven't watched Saturday Night Live since early, like when we first got married. So, the early 2000s.
However long since Jimmy Fallon's not probably been on there because he's had that Tonight Show or whatever. Because back the last time we used to watch it any at all, and that was just because it just so happened to be on and we watched it. We didn't make it. We weren't committed to watch it or anything.
Chris Farley was okay on SNL, but Chris Farley, my favorite is Tommy Boy. Tommy Boy is really good. My dad went to school in Detroit with Bob Seger. I don't know anybody. Do you know anybody famous?
Just me.
Well, that's small time celebrity.
I don't know of anybody like
there's nobody we went to school with.
Well, there's one boy we went to school with that played professional baseball.
Yes. But still, I don't even think it's a name people wouldn't. No. He played for the Oakland A's.
Yeah, nobody would know him. He's a pitcher.
Yeah, but
Roger Clemens, nobody know him.
It wasn't Roger Clemens.
It's Nolan Ryan.
But I don't know anybody who. We were talking about those guys the other day that made that CD though, and then I kept trying to find it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And you were like, "Well, I'm sure they probably produced it themselves. It's not like it's going to be on Spotify."
Have I used a lead lenser H15 core? I was thinking about getting one. I don't even know what that is, so no, I haven't used it. I'd have to look that up and see. LED lead lenser H15 core.
IMBD has a listing for children shouldn't play with dead things.
No, I haven't used any lead lenser brand anything. So if they make lights, I'm assuming. But y'all are about to get the Lightapalooza from Morgan's maintenance channel because I've got bukus of new ones that are in that but they all got certain dates, that I'll be bringing them out. There's some of them that are pretty unique. And I turned down probably 50 of them, 50 different lights that people have asked me about. These are the ones that I thought were unique or stuff that I would use, that kind of stuff for sure. So there's going to be a lot of flashlights coming y'all's way in the next little bit, but I haven't even heard of lead lenser before. But I wasn't really a big in the know flashlight person until really I started this channel and some people started sending me some, and then I started watching other people's channels and seeing them. It's kind of the same way with even tools. There was all sorts of tools until I started watching YouTube or till I started getting subscribers and stuff that were saying, "Hey, have you seen this?" Because before I started watching YouTube, I didn't even search online that much for tools and stuff. I just looked around Home Depot and Lowe's and all that kind of stuff.
Thanks to y'all.
So I'm learning a lot of tool brands that maybe even been around for a little while that I didn't even know of.
Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things is a movie from 1972, horror slash comedy. Interesting. 6 friends dig up a corpse named Orville and use him in a satanic ritual that causes the dead to rise from their graves, craving flesh. Somehow that's also a comedy. We'll have to look that one up.
My nurse dated the Cardinals' first base coach.
I think. You mean niece? Maybe?
Hmm?
You mean niece?
Oh, maybe he did say. Let me see.
No, he
No,
said
it says my
nurse, but I
nurse.
was like,
Oh,
hmm.
I'm pretty sure I met Dr. Ben Carson when I got a load off my mind. I want to say he did my central line. I wish we had a store where I live that carries the tools I love. I live in Mississippi, and seeing a Knipex in a store is like seeing a rare Pokemon. Yeah, it's the same thing here. Now Menards has a few, but again, any box store that I've been in that has Knipex, which Lowe's had some for a little while, and then now they don't, and then Menards has some, but it's just basically your bread and butter stuff. There's none of that. Maybe you want to check out a specialty Knipex tool that you're kind of got your eye on and you'd like to put it in your hand. Like none of those are in the store. Like even my Rexel electrical supply store has some. That's actually where I found the electrical installation pliers though. Like those aren't typically in a store, and I ended up getting those there, my first pair. And then they've got like pliers, wrench, cobras, lineman pliers, that kind of stuff. But none of the stuff that's like that you're kind of curious about that you'd like to try out.
Clint said he's had coffee with Morgan's maintenance and the missus.
Oh, so he's basically met with the president.
He's big time. Breaking Free said, "What's the best Leatherman? I'm thinking about getting the Wave, but if there's something better, let me know."
He's Lorena Bobbitt and her husband lived in a town over from me when I was growing up. Did it get thrown into your yard?
I definitely remember that happening. I don't remember how old I was, but I remember. Didn't they
read my last comment? What was the
I
last?
just read it to you.
Oh,
it was about the Leatherman.
Yeah, I haven't had any. I've got an old Leatherman. I can't even remember what I said the name of it was. And then I bought the Harbor Freight version, the Gordon. That's kind of supposed to be the Wave. I've got that one. I think that's actually I don't know if that's a Leatherman or the Gordon one that's over here that I've got on my bag.
Breaking Free said, "Lucky you didn't date her, Sam." Really? Someway said, "Lorena, what's in the box?"
Yeah, that's the Gordon. That Gordon's supposed to be like the Wave, I guess, but a lot cheaper.
But didn't he end up like?
He did
He
porn
ended
or
up in.
something.
I was gonna say he ended up doing like porn after that or something.
I wouldn't know.
So he made a full recovery.
Did he?
I don't know. That's what I heard.
You're the one that watches that
That's
stuff.
what I heard. I don't know. Some way, Lorena, what's in the box? Oh, that's funny. Travis Williamson. Gosh dang, that's scary. Might have to go audio only.
Thought I would go look for the Advent tool counters. The Vera is available. Yeah, the Vera was also on sale on Woot, but I don't know if it's still available on there or not. It was on sale for like $79 or something like that.
Okay, let me check this score again. Okay, still 7-3. Ravens have the ball at the Miami. Oh, never mind. I was going to say the Miami 20, but they just scored a touchdown.
I own the Leatherman Free P4, but depending upon the trade you work, it may or may not be an option, Wings and Pizza said. I really want a Klein Christmas sweater. Breaking Free said, yeah, crazy thing is I actually won that. And
yeah, that was long before
yeah.
you were kind of affiliated with them
before
at all.
I even I won that on doing something on Klein's Facebook page, and then I won that as just me. They didn't know who I was or anything like that. And I actually ended up sending that. There was a guy who emailed me. Him and his wife are both electricians,
Yeah, I remember
and
that.
he was looking. I think they lived in Washington.
He was wanting to get it for her for Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, Washington State. I think is where they lived, and he was trying to find her like, and that's what she really wanted, and they couldn't get one anywhere.
So this sap sent
I
it
ended
to
up
him.
sending it to him. I'm not a sweater person now. I mean, I would have kept that one just because it was
You had
Klein.
worn it to one Christmas
Yeah.
party one time.
But I went ahead and sent it to that guy to give to his wife for Christmas.
And what'd you get me that year for Christmas? I don't remember either. I don't even remember.
The same thing that Roy offered Pam for Valentine's Day. I'd pay for one if they would make them again. Several people were always saying that. And that's the same way about the thermos and all that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of things where everybody's like, I'd buy them if they just make them. But
well, maybe you should be in touch with their marketing departments to let them know. A lot of us.
Some of the Japanese tools are cheaper if you switch country to Japan on Amazon. Yeah, that's the same way even with like UK and Germany and stuff too. Sometimes you pay a little bit of shipping, but it's still overall cheaper to do that than it is to get it in the Amazon US store. Now here lately in the last, seems like 2 or 3 months, like used to, I had to go to Amazon Japan, but now, and you could pick the stuff that they would ship to the US and the Amazon Japan. But now here lately, I've seen Amazon Germany stuff and Japan stuff for sale on Amazon US, and the shipping lead time is just farther out. So it's the same as you going to Amazon Japan and buying it, but they started doing that some.
Someway said he put a bow on the box. Okay, this is funny. One year, he wrapped my Christmas presents instead of putting them in a gift bag or having somebody else wrap them. And literally, there was duct tape and zip ties involved. And I'm not even joking. Do you remember that year? That was the year I asked for an umbrella, and you got me an umbrella, and you didn't know how. So he wrapped it up and then put a zip tie on each end of it. So he doesn't need to be wrapping gifts. Let's just say he wouldn't get hired at like a Macy's to do wrapping.
Clint said he wants a Klein cast iron skillet.
I saw that he said that. So he's been bugging me. We have like 3 cast iron skillets here at the house. We don't cook in them much, like pies and maybe chicken pot pie. We don't use them.
I just
for
made
like
some
cooking.
cornbread one the other day.
Yeah, he did cornbread. But yeah, he's been bugging me about that. And I was like, we don't need it. I said, why do we need a Klein logo in our cornbread?
It's on the bottom side. It's not going to be in your cornbread. It's on the bottom side of the cast iron.
Oh, so it doesn't even show up in your food? Mm-mm. Well, then we really don't need it.
It's not to cook on. It's to hang on a wall.
Oh, gosh.
She said I got too much stuff hanging on my wall already.
I did already.
She said this is becoming too much.
I said, you look like a hoarder, and there's too much. It's too busy. So, yeah. I'm getting my wife a Home Depot gift card for Christmas.
Replace the broke clock. Could do that. Or even turn the cast iron skillet into a Klein clock.
Are you the only one who got a broken clock? I mean, or is that like a thing? Or is there a problem with them?
Jeff's clock looks better. I saw that.
Did I see there's a recall on some of the Milwaukee chainsaws?
I don't know. I hadn't heard that.
I hope not, because we've got the pole saw and the whatever that other one is.
Fire Marshal Bill from In Living Color. Let me tell you something.
I didn't watch a whole lot of In Living Color.
Yeah, I watched quite a bit of it whenever I was a kid. You had Fire Marshal Bill, and then what was the Jim Carrey also was like a woman that was a man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't remember. It seems like the name started with a D, but I can't remember what the name of it was.
That, but
in daylight savings time. Yeah, I think that's actually tomorrow. I guess. Yeah, that's this weekend or
it'll
Sunday.
Be Saturday night.
Yeah.
Before you go to bed, Saturday night, because it's real early Sunday morning. I'm one of the weird people who doesn't mind when it gets darker earlier. It doesn't bother me. Someway said I'm not wrong. Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm rarely wrong. Someway.
Not wrong about
Rarely.
what?
Too much.
No.
Put that on the poll. Do I have too much crap in here? For Halloween, you can go as Fire Marshal Bill.
Paula Abdul got her start on there. Yeah, she was one of the, was it Fly Girls or something like that was the name of the dancers.
Yeah.
Seems like Jennifer Lopez or something was too, or something.
I don't know about that. I've never liked her.
Wow.
I've just never liked her. Homie, don't play that. They need to pick one and stick with it. I don't care which one. Yeah, on time. I thought that I heard they were going to. Like over a year ago that they were going to stop changing it back and forth, and then they never got around to voting on that. They're too busy. They surely can't get anything passed right now because they've been on paid vacation for the last 30 days.
Vera was Jim Carrey when he was the bodybuilder woman. That's the one I was thinking of.
Darkness, my old friend, coming soon at 5 p.m. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. I said it'll be dark at 5 o'clock, and on cloudy, rainy days, it'll be dark at 4 p.m.
Well, it's 8 o'clock, so I guess we'll go ahead and get off here and skedaddle.
I don't know. You may be bad luck for the Ravens. They've been playing better without you watching them.
But y'all have a good Halloween.
Yeah, don't eat too much candy. Don't get toilet papered or egged.
Definitely don't go on a date with Lorena Bobbitt.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, Travis. See you on Guest of Trades. Yeah, Saturday. Let's see. It was, who is it? Let me look at my board over here. I already forgot what the name was. Scott Hubbs. Vito MB3.
Jeff Bowery said deer season starts Saturday. I knew it was soon, but I didn't know exactly when. He doesn't hunt anymore.
Yeah, I haven't been in a long time. Whenever it got to the point where the sportsman's license cost more than buying a bunch of ribeyes, I'm like, no, just go buy a bunch of ribeyes.
I'm going to go hunting in the clearance section of the Kroger meat department.
Yeah, but we'll get off here and see y'all, or I'll see y'all probably in the chat on Saturday. She probably won't be there.
No, I don't do Guest of Trades.
We'll see y'all on the next one.
Bye. Happy Halloween.
I got to do the walk of shame. She gets to do the sit of shame.